Most of you think that if a product is sitting on a shelf at a high-end mall, it must be safe, but that is a dangerous assumption. So just in case, we'll reveal 7 makeup brands exposed for toxic ingredients. Before we start, did you know that the average woman absorbs nearly 5 pounds of chemicals through her skin every single year? It's a staggering number that the beauty industry has been able to ignore because for almost a century, they've been operating in a wild west of regulation. Right now, California is doing the job federal regulators never finished. By passing laws like the Toxic Free Cosmetics Act, they aren't just making suggestions. They're making it illegal to sell products containing substances that the EU and Canada banned years ago. We are currently navigating 2026 chemistry with a regulatory framework that is only just beginning to catch up to the modern era. The core issue is MOCRA, the new federal law that finally updated the 1938 standards. While it gives the FDA more teeth, it still doesn't require a pre-market safety approval for every ingredient. This means we are still stuck in a reactive system where safety is often proven after a product has been in your bathroom for a decade. So these brands on our watch list are the names that have been the primary targets of the massive lawsuits and independent lab screenings that triggered this entire regulatory revolution.
And when your hormones go low, serotonin goes low with it, which is why as women go into perimenopause or menopause, they can get depressed.
First on the list is Bare Minerals. This was a massive shock to the clean beauty world. This brand built its entire reputation on being pure and natural. But it faced major legal action after a landmark 2021 study found high levels of organic fluorine, a marker for PFAS in its foundations and concealers. These forever chemicals have a carbon-fluorine bond that is virtually impossible to break, meaning they stay in your body for a lifetime. California has officially banned these intentionally added PFAS, but if you have a legacy tube of their liquid foundation, you might be unknowingly exposing yourself to chemicals linked to kidney disease and immune system suppression. The irony is that people buy this brand to avoid toxins, yet the very chemistry used to make the makeup melt into the skin was the chemistry currently being outlawed. Then we have to talk about CoverGirl. They've been at the center of a major consumer advocacy lawsuit for marketing their products as toxin-free, while lab tests detected significant concentrations of PFAS in their long-wear foundations. This is a classic case of why California's new laws are so necessary. In most states, companies can use these chemicals to make your makeup waterproof or smudge-proof without ever listing them on the label. PFAS are often used as processing aids, meaning they don't even have to appear in the ingredient deck, but still make sure to avoid them. Third is Urban Decay, known for their heavy-duty, high-performance waterproof eye pencils and 24-hour foundations. This brand has been flagged multiple times in independent lab screenings for intentionally added forever chemicals. These chemicals are great for keeping your eyeliner in place during a workout, but they're notorious for disrupting your thyroid and hormones. While the brand is scrambling to reformulate to keep its California customers, in other parts of the US, you'll find its original products on the shelves. Think about how close that eyeliner is to your tear ducts. You are essentially injecting forever chemicals into your mucous membranes every single morning. Next up is Victoria's Secret. If you use their perfumes or scented body mist because the scent sticks to you all day, you're likely breathing in phthalates. These are chemical plasticizers used to anchor fragrance to the skin, but they are also well-documented endocrine disruptors. They mimic estrogen and have been linked to developmental issues and decreased fertility. Thanks to the fragrance loophole, they don't have to list these chemicals individually. They just call it fragrance. This allows them to hide a cocktail of up to 300 different industrial chemicals. California is finally pulling back the curtain and requiring transparency. But for everyone else, your signature scent remains a mystery, a toxic cocktail that could be hacking your hormones. Fifth on the list is Chanel. Even a luxury status doesn't protect you from geological reality. Chanel has been named in several lawsuits regarding asbestos contamination in their talc-based powders, including their iconic No. 5 body powder. Talc is often mined in the same rock formations as asbestos, and unless a company is doing incredibly rigorous, expensive testing, those microscopic fibers end up in your setting powder. Inhaling them can lead to mesothelioma and permanent lung damage. When you pay $80 for a powder, you expect purity, but history shows that even the most expensive brands have struggled to keep their talc supply clean. Another one on the list is Revlon. Like other legacy giants, Revlon has faced thousands of lawsuits over talc-based products, specifically their Jean Naté line, which victims claim were contaminated with asbestos. Beyond the talc issues, Revlon has historically used parabens like isobutylparaben to preserve its cream-based products. These preservatives are cheap and effective, but they've been found inside breast cancer tumors and are linked to early puberty. California is officially done with them, but these older, cheaper formulas are still being sold in states without these strict safety guardrails. We often think of these old-school brands as reliable, but their reliance on mid-century chemistry is exactly why they're currently in the crosshairs of modern safety legislation. Seventh, we have to mention Clairol. If you're using their dark hair dyes, you are likely being exposed to p-phenylenediamine, or PPD. This is a coal tar dye derived from the same stuff used to seal driveways. It's a powerful sensitizer that can trigger violent allergic reactions. We're talking about your face swelling until your eyes are shut. It's also been linked to a higher risk of bladder cancer. Every time you touch up your roots, you're applying an industrial-grade dye directly to your scalp, which is one of the most absorbent parts of your body. Today, the beauty industry is facing a massive regulatory shift as the government finally tries to catch up with modern chemistry. For decades, the FDA was essentially a passive observer, but in 2026, the game changed. Before this, if a product was found to be dangerous, the government had to ask companies nicely to pull it. Now, they can force a recall if a brand can't prove its ingredients are safe. This year also marks a major deadline for forever chemicals. As of 2026, it's illegal to sell cosmetics with intentionally added PFAS in states like Maine and Vermont, with Connecticut requiring strict warning labels for any brands still using them. These chemicals are notorious because they never leave your bloodstream once absorbed. While several big brands are scrambling to change their formulas, millions of legacy bottles containing these toxins are still sitting on store shelves in other states. The most important thing you can do right now is to finally start reading labels. Beyond the big brands we discussed, look out for the stealth ingredients like lily-aldehyde, often listed as butylphenyl methylpropionyl. While it creates a fresh floral scent, it's classified as a reproductive toxicant because studies show it can significantly impair fertility and potentially harm fetal development. Similarly, vinyl acetate, a common ingredient in hairsprays, is classified as a possible carcinogen. When you apply these daily, they don't just stay on your surface. They enter your bloodstream, contributing to your body burden. Another major change is the end of the fragrance loophole. In 2026, the FDA is expected to release a mandatory list of specific fragrance allergens that brands must disclose. For years, companies could hide hundreds of industrial chemicals under the single word fragrance. Now, transparency is becoming the law. So have you checked your labels lately? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more makeup advice.